It's a good scrimmage, over 120 plays. It was competitive back and forth. Obviously, we're going to look at it and need to clean up operation on both sides. And I think that's to be expected, 9 practices in the first scrimmage of fall camp. I think specifically, some of the operational issues offensively, motions and formations, making sure who's on, who's off, that we're not covering people up. There were times where we had momentum, we stalled out. I think also the turnovers, being smart with the ball. I thought defensively we attacked the ball, and so there's a balance there. I thought we did a good job of creating disruption and turning the ball over. So a lot of work to do, but was pleased with the effort and the spirit of the scrimmage, and we'll have an off day tomorrow and get back at it on Monday.
You mentioned the turnovers. Obviously, ball security has been a big emphasis point for you guys. What have you made of that throughout the first 9 practices or so?
Well, we've improved in our training dramatically from the spring, and I'll have to look at the film to determine, what happened. I know we got a couple out, I think, in pursuit, and then obviously we were able to get the ball in the air a couple of times too. So some of that's going to be strong play defensively. Some of that's going to be the decisions we're making on the ball. Obviously, anytime you're carrying the ball, it's the fundamental technical aspects, but we want to make it really challenging on our offense, and I thought we did that tonight. On the whole, in camp, I've been pleased with how they've operated around ball security.
What was your assessment of the running backs in the run game today?
Well, I see less and less anymore just because my scope becomes so narrow. I will say that I thought Setty's run that got called back, that looked different, and I know we got on the perimeter some at times. Those runs weren't always available. Thought we did a pretty good job defensively of containing, but Setty's, when he broke, and was able to hit the gas, I was just impressed with how he took off and ran away from us. And I don't know that we had that gear last year, so it was good to see a guy that's developed and we think can be a really good player. Chase had some tough runs, but we'll have to look at the film to really make a determination.
Have you ever coached a cornerback that talks as much as Colby Taylor, whether it's encouraging guys or maybe the other direction?
No, I don't know that I have. He's a unique person. We're so fortunate to have him, and I challenge him all the time. Just to, he's got to keep his personality, his emotions channeled towards the outcome, and being able to stay in a optimal zone of performance. But he brings a lot of charisma to our unit and a lot of attitude and personality. We love that about him.
How do you feel about the play, his play?
His play?
Yeah.
Obviously he made the one-on-one down here. I thought that was a really nice play, set up a stop for us. Chris, I'll have to look at the film. I wasn't able to see it maybe as well as I would have liked to give you an assessment. But in camp, he's been very consistent. I mean, he's long and he's fast, and so he can create challenges for guys getting off the line. He's got a good football IQ, and again, he showed up tonight, I think, in the same way he's shown up in practice. So pleased with his progress. Got to keep him coming.
How close are you guys to naming a starting quarterback?
We're getting closer to narrowing that down probably, and to starting to focus some repetitions. I think out of this scrimmage, you hope to really start to hone in on a few guys that are going to take reps that are going to be meaningful, so we have, a better feel as we're scrimmaging next week. But we won't name anybody until, we're lining up for our first snap against Virginia Tech. To me, it's more about who we're training and how we're distributing reps and making sure that we do the best we can to prepare the guys, a 1 and a 2, that are going to be, the ones that are going to be prepared to take snaps for us in that game.
Will Tim and Jerry recommend someone to you and then you kind of rubber stamp it, or are you making the decision?
They'll make the decision, and we'll talk about it. And again, I want them to feel like they have, I want Tim to feel like he has the autonomy to pick his quarterback and his system. I'll have an opinion as the time comes, but it's important that he has the ability to pick that guy and to go with him. And I trust in him, and he's he's done it for a long time, and yeah, I've got full faith and confidence that he knows exactly who that'll be when the right time comes. Right, not today, but certainly by the 31st.
What happened with C.J. Williams there?
There's a lower leg. We don't know. We'll get assessment on it. It was, obviously, anytime you have someone getting helped off the field, that's hard to see. But CJ's had a really good camp, good young player. We'll get an assessment. I'll have an update for you on Monday.
Do you have anything on Bryson Coleman?
Yeah, he suffered a break, and he's going to be out for a little bit. It's not going to be something that steals the year from him. So, he's on the mend now and on his way back. It's just going to take some time to heal up. Obviously, he's a guy that we have really high hopes for, and he's going to be able to impact this team this season. So, give him some time to recover, and he'll get right back at it. I've been so impressed with his approach, been so impressed with his maturity. This is a setback for him, but I expect him to be back and rolling, and he's a smart guy that's got a ton of discipline and some skills that can help us. So he'll be back out there. We don't quite know how long that'll be.
You pointed out your right collarbone, so it was a break in his right collarbone?
In his collarbone, yeah. Right or left, you got to don't hold me to that.
Okay. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Is Mark Davis out for the season?
Mark is, yeah. Unfortunately, Mark suffered an Achilles injury at the end of summer, and I'm heartbroken for Mark because he's worked so hard to come back from a prior injury, and had put so much time and energy into that recovery, and had a setback at the end of summer. Mark's still a part of our team, and he's still a part of this brotherhood, and we love him and respect him, and again, he's healing up now too, but we'll look forward to welcoming him back and getting him recovered, and hopefully getting back with us and going back at it in the winter.
Has anything changed on Mykailyn Young?
No updates with him right now. I think we'll know a little more in the next couple weeks.
How pleased are you with your tight end room, not just tonight, but just through camp?
I think they've been a group that developed a ton. I think Cole Spence has really become the player that we know he can be and knew he could be. Again, with Bryson, you saw a young guy stepping up, but there's a number of guys in that room. Cam had a nice catch tonight on a ball that could have been intercepted. We have a lot of high hopes for him. It's a room that doesn't have a ton of experience, but but certainly has quality depth and guys that have developed in our program. And then you add a guy like Eli into it that Eli can do a lot for us, and so he brings a wealth of experience and wisdom in that room. Yeah, I've been pleased with how they've operated so far, and I love how Tim's using them. He's putting them in positions to be successful and to create challenges for the defense. So that's been exciting to see.
Did it feel a little bit different playing here today with different looking north end zone and south as well?
Well, we've come a long way since the Dust Bowl and scoreboards on cranes. So yeah, it did. It's just exciting, and I'm sure you guys could feel it too. It was cool to be out here at night, and I think the guys really enjoyed that experience. But we're going to be part of the way by August 31st with the north end, being complete. I can't wait for the south end to be up and to really feel what this place is going to feel like when it's all said and done.
Thanks, guys. We'll get Coach back in.
Thank you, guys.